Hi, I'm Dr. Dean with Denver Spine and Posture. So if you're watching this video, it means that you're interested in a better explanation of ABC, because to be completely honest, 1 minute just doesn't do it justice. And neither does 3, but I can get a lot more done with 3 minutes. Alright, so here it goes. So Advanced Biostructural Correction was based off some discoveries made from Dr. Jesse Jukowitz. He was actually a structural engineer before he became a chiropractor, so he had a completely different perspective on how he actually looked at bodies and how he looked at body mechanics. And he, like many other chiropractors who delved into different techniques, also made observations about traditional chiropractic methods and how they weren't consistent and predictable and how they didn't fix posture. Okay, so here goes. What we already know about bodies is these vertebrae here, these bones that actually stack up together to make up the spinal column, these guys can get knocked in all sorts of different positions. They can go sideways, they can go forward, backwards, they can go into flexion, extension, and they can rotate. Our body has muscles that attaches to various places on these vertebrae that can self-correct. I'll give you an example. If a vertebra gets knocked this way, the body has muscles that attaches to the right that can pull. Muscles are just strings that pull in the direction that they're orientated. Same thing happens if the bone gets knocked to the right. Vertebra gets knocked backwards, the body has muscles that attaches to the front of the vertebra and to the back of the ribs. You know, the ribs, you have to actually visualize they run back and they attach to the spine and they wrap around the front. So the body can actually pull forward. The body, if one of these bones get knocked into flexion or extension, you got these big muscles that run up and down. You can feel them. And guess what direction they pull? They pull up and down. What's been discovered, what Dr. Jukowitz figured out, was that there is one direction that the body cannot self-correct because we have no muscles capable of pulling in the direction needed to self-correct that. I'm going to give you guys a moment here to think about that. I've already eliminated a lot of them. I'll give you a hint. You ready? What is the one direction everyone's posture collapses in over time? You guys figured it out? It's forward. When a bone gets knocked forward, the body cannot self-correct because there's no muscle that can pull backwards. Now let me just give you guys a visual. The muscle would have to attach somewhere, anywhere, to the back of the spine, right? And even if we did have a muscle, it would have to run somewhat parallel to the ground so that it could pull posterior, so it could pull backwards, right? Even if we did have that muscle, where would it go? There's nothing behind the spine for the muscle to attach to. You'd have to attach to a hook on the wall or something in order for it to be able to pull backwards. So right now, you just learned, and you have no idea how important that fact is, the cause of forward posture, the cause of why bodies slump, is because the body cannot pull backwards. Now, that's an important datum for you guys to think with. The second thing is what the body does in reaction to that. So the body's trying to keep us upright as best that it can. Now I'm going to make a whole separate video as to why forwardness and bad posture is so bad for your health, so I'm going to save that for another video. But just think with the fact that the body is trying to keep you upright, but then also it can't pull backwards, right? So how does it get you back upright? And there comes in compensation. The compensation process is the body pulling bones out of place and holding them out of place as part of a compensation pattern to balance the body and to keep it upright as best that it can. Let me give you guys a couple examples. The body's forward here, and you got those muscles that run up and down, remember? It'll pull down, and you see how that brings that body back upright? But now that person's got that swayed back, and here's what they look like. Their butts are sticking out and their low back's swayed, and they generally have some low back issues. But the body will do that. And it'll choose that configuration and it'll hold that configuration because that's more stable and keeps your body upright. This is why postural collapsing takes time, takes decades. But unfortunately, with the sedentary lifestyles that we live and the plethora of sitting, the vast amount of sitting that we do every day, we're collapsing forward and forward. And we see it in 20-year-olds and we're seeing it in 30-year-olds. So with advanced biostructural correction, we're fixing the cause of forward collapsing posture. And therefore not only correcting your posture, but taking care of all of your pains and aches, because all those pains and aches come from the compensations that are being held to stabilize your body and keep it upright. This is Dr. Dean checking out.